Hey y'all, so we are back with another video. Today I'm gonna do something simple. I'm gonna do an everyday type of makeup look and talk you guys through how I've changed some things up a bit, because I do my makeup the same, but it's different. So yeah, get your tools, get your brushes, get your makeup products, all of that. Get your lashes, your lash glue, your sprays, concealers, foundation, all of that, and let's get started. So if you haven't watched my eyebrow tutorial, I suggest you do that, because we're going to skip the brows. I did a full detailed tutorial right before this one, so check it out and come back to this one. Okay y'all, so I did my eyebrows. I don't know what it is, y'all. I think it's the towel that I use a fresh towel, and the dye in it has my face breaking out like really bad right here, up here, and over here. So I don't know. I'm about to just go ahead and buy me some paper towels and just use paper towels for now on until my skin can clear up. And I'm gonna just wash all the fresh brand new towels that I do have, because don't break my face out. I don't like that. Like, my face is so irritated, and I don't want to put too much product on my face, but I know it doesn't come from my makeup. It doesn't come from my brushes, my moisturizers, no nothing. It's that towel. That's the only thing I changed. My skincare routine, everything is literally still the same, but I switched out my towel. And this, y'all, I've been switching up things with my makeup routine, my skincare routine, and I've seen a huge difference in just my skin period and my makeup application. So first I'm going to use this Lancome, this serum, y'all. Girl, this serum is so freaking good. This serum, you guys, girl, when I tell you I use this every night and every time I do my makeup, like, I love this stuff. It's like freaking crack. And then I just literally put it all over my face. And it's real watery at first, but then it kind of like thickens up. But when I tell you, this right here is so good. It's a little on the expensive side, and I did get it in PR, but I feel like this is a win, y'all. Like, this stuff is so freaking good. I am not lying. That is so good on my skin. I kind of wish I would have laid my brows down with some Got To Be gel, but I haven't been doing that lately either. I've just been using brow gel just to give it a more natural like finish, instead of like that sculpted look. I don't know, y'all. I feel like I'm evolving in some shape or form. Don't get me wrong, now I love me a sculpted brow, but I can still see my brow hairs and it looks more natural. And I didn't use a dark brown pencil, so yeah, we're evolving over here. Just to let y'all know, I am going to prep my face pretty good, because I just feel like my makeup has been coming out so flawless whenever I take the extra precautions to actually, you know, rejuvenate my skin and get it nice and plump and just radiant. Next, I'm going to take this Belief True Cream. This is the Aqua Bomb. Y'all know I always use this. This is very lightweight as well, so we're going to put this on top of the serum. I need to get some more of this because I'm running low. But this has lasted me for so long, and I love that for me. Now I'm going to take this Ultra Face Cream from Kiehl's. I love these products, y'all. Like, I'm so serious. I absolutely love it because my skin loves it and my makeup comes out so freaking So now I'm going to use the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I love this stuff. So now I'm going to take the Too Faced Born This Way in Spiced Room. And I'm also going to take New Caledonia from NARS and mix these two together, y'all. One is more of a radiant type of foundation, and the Too Faced is a matte. So I'm going to mix the two together. I don't want to be too matte and I don't want to be too dewy. So we're going to mix the two together and make this good concoction. I'm going to take the Too Faced Butterscotch Concealer and go ahead and highlight under my eyes. Okay, so I'm going to take my fingertip and just literally glide this concealer down my nose. And then take another finger, slide it, blend it, and then I'm going to take my last finger, tap, slide, and blend it. So each finger I'm getting lesser and lesser product on my nose and more product on my fingers to give a more natural highlighted, lifted, sculpted nose. That was a lot to say. So I'm going to take a dry sponge and go ahead and start blending the under eye out. Okay, y'all, so now we're just erasing that line right here. We want everything to blend together. Tap, 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 pat, 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 swiper, no swiping. To go ahead and lock this concealer in place, I'm going to take my pressed powder. This is the Maybelline in the shade 332. And we're going to go ahead and put this on all the areas we have concealer. Make sure that you blend your concealer one more time so you don't have any creasing and you don't dry down the creasing because it's not going to look right. And I always make sure to get under my eyes, like where the skin folds. Always lock the folded part first because you're more prone to crease right here. And you don't want your concealer to dry down and then you try to set it. It's just not gonna look right. Boom. So now we're going to go ahead and blend out the lid portion as well. And we're going to go ahead and put this pressed powder on top of this. We're going to touch the area that folds first. Boom. And then cover the rest. Touch the area that folds first. Boom. And then do the rest. Now, if you want to just use a pressed powder, you can, but I'm going to go in with a loose powder to get fuller coverage and really get my face to look super beat and snatched. Even though this is more of an everyday look, I still want my face to look like, you know. So I'm going to take the Laura Mercier translucent honey powder as well as my Huda Beauty. This is the shade Cunifa. This is more of a yellow tint and this one is more transparent, but it has a slight tint of like a pinkish yellow. So yeah, I'm going to put this on and then put this on like kind of underneath and let it sit. I'm also going to put some on my lid, y'all. Not too much. And now the same thing with the Huda. Okay, to lock my foundation areas in place, I'm going to take this pressed powder from Maybelline in the shade 360 and lock it and set it and lock it and set it and lock it and set it. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I didn't add anything to my forehead really besides the moisturizer, my serum and things like that. I noticed that whenever I do my makeup and it's super duper hot, it's really no need in putting makeup on my forehead. And then I wear wigs and things, so it just makes it breathable. It helps with not getting product buildup on the lace and things like that. And I feel like if your makeup matches, if your foundation match your forehead, you're good, okay? And yeah, that's a little trick you guys can do. I've done that. Like when I first started doing my makeup, I've always like just disregarded my forehead and did everything under my brows. And so I kind of got back into the hang of doing it. And I'm glad I did because it just, I don't know, like I can still beat my face without my face looking like a potato, if that makes sense. So yeah, try it out and see if you like it. And even if you have like dark marks or whatever, take a little bit of your foundation and just put it in those spots, dot it out, blend it out, and let it be. Don't try to cover your whole entire forehead unless you want to. Now don't get me wrong, I'll still do it, but like I just feel like this is more like free, if that makes sense. Hopefully I'm making sense. Okay y'all, so while my face is still slightly baking, I'm gonna take the level 4, well volume 4 from Juvia's Place. Y'all know I love this stuff. Like I love blush now, okay? And I'm gonna use both of the shades. They're so pretty. We're gonna mix both of them together. And this is very pigmented, but I want it to be kind of pigmented on my face because once everything kind of brush away, it's gonna look so flawless. So I know it looks heavy, okay? I know this, but we're gonna take our brush that we use for our foundation and the powder to set our foundation. We're gonna buff this out. And you see it goes away. You can still see it, of course, but it's not as pigmented and it's not so out there. So look at that side and then look at this side. And then once we spray our face, it's gonna be so freaking pretty. Like just trust the process, okay? All right, and now we're just gonna go ahead and buff this out. Don't be afraid if you look a little ashy, okay? We're gonna spray the face. Boom. All right y'all, so now we're gonna chisel the face and give a little sculpt. I'm gonna take this bronzer from Juvia's Place. This is the dark palette, and we're gonna slim our face down. And I'm using both colors from out that palette, and we're gonna go ahead and start sculpting. I'm also going to put some right here. on the bridge of my nose and going towards my brow hairs. Boom. Just like that. So this is optional, but what I've been doing is going back on top of my under eye highlight and setting powder with a pressed powder after I use the loose powder. So I use a pressed powder, then loose powder, and then pressed powder again. It's a lot, okay? I get it. But in order for your makeup to last during the summer, all of that, I'm not going to say sweat proof because you're gonna sweat, you know, but to prevent it from looking too oily and things like that, you have to use powders. Okay, do not be afraid to use powders, because eventually everything is gonna oxidize and eventually your natural skin oils are gonna seep through your makeup. So whenever that happens, you want to combat it with some type of powder. So the more powder you're using, not saying that you have to be heavy with the powder, but you want to make sure that it balances each other out. They're not going to fight between each other. They're going to help each other out. That powder is going to hug tight to it and be like, hey, not yet, okay? Let's give it a few more hours and then I'm going to let you have your shine. But let me stunt right quick, okay? That's what your powder is for. I'm gonna take shade 330 from L'Oreal. This is the Infallible Powder Foundation. I love this stuff, y'all. It's so good. And it has a yellow tint to it, so it's just gonna give me more of that warmth that I'm looking for, because right now I feel like I'm a little too on the cool tone side. Like I got a lot of warmth going on around the perimeter of my face, but it's a little too cool right up in here. So we want to make sure that we look sun-kissed and things like that. So I'm going to go in with a yellow tone powder. As I'm putting this yellowish powder on top, it's also going to camouflage that blush that we applied, so it's not too out there, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you see how it's blending? That's what I want. Don't be afraid to test certain things out. Sometimes your makeup isn't coming out right because you're using too much product, and then sometimes, and most times, it's because you're not using enough product. So don't be afraid. Like, somebody would say, okay, well, Ariel, you're using too much product for you, but to me, like, I just love heavy makeup because honestly, my makeup don't be heavy. It's just the application, and I use a lot of product. I use multiple products instead of like 5 products. I can use 10 products and use my product control, my quality control, and it's still gonna come out just like how a person with 5 products would. So yeah, it's not the fact that I'm using a bunch of makeup, heavy makeup. It's just the simple fact that I'm taking extra steps because I have multiple products. Y'all get me? So I'm going to take the Fix Plus spray from MAC and spray our face. This step right here is why I feel like heavy powder is essential, because eventually everything is going to actually kind of dissolve away. I don't want to talk too much and create smile lines, but this is just going to calm everything down and make everything look more radiant, more natural. If my face is still wet, that means I still need to continue to fan myself. Okay, y'all, so now that my face is dry, I'm going to take my liner from Milk Makeup. This is the shade Outer Space, and it's a matte black. I love putting black on my lower lash line. It just intensifies my face. It gives me that grown and sexy type of look. I'm gonna take the Milk Makeup mascara, y'all. I'm so excited to use this because it just looks like it's the bomb.com, okay? Okay, y'all, so now I'm gonna do my wing, and I'm gonna take the Sephora eyeliner. I love this stuff, y'all. They have a Sephora coming to Florence, and I am so excited. We had one, but they took it away because they took our JCPenney away, but now they're putting Sephora in Kohl's, and I love Kohl's. Like, I'm so excited. So now I can actually get more high-end makeup and actually test it out in person instead of like trying to guess and figure things out online. I love that for me. So yeah, if y'all know any makeup products that's in Sephora that you want me to review and do like makeup tutorials on, comment down below and let me know, because I want to, okay? Because period. Let's do this wing. Okay, so I'm gonna pop my lashes on, y'all. I'm using I Spy from Ariel Ting, cause period.